my guess is going to be a 2-1. Just like Moon Boy, I think Team Gap are going to take it, but Bandits, they're going to make it close for sure.
Right. So let's find out if that's going to be the case here. As we are going to be seeing 1-1-3 this time around, we're not going to be seeing the 2-1-2 just like on the previous game where Team Gap and Team Collateral was doing. ESE definitely wants to get in this pressure immediately against Team Gap.
Yeah, we saw in the previous match how big of a part Jurek had to play, right? He's kind of like that big boss when it comes to the Mafia. He's standing there, but he's got his two bouncers, Slowbro and Blastoise, waiting in the wings to come mess you up if you come too close. And they want to shut him down, so they're applying this same 1-1-3 strategy that they did against Ground Zero, and they want to bring the heat to the bot path.
Right, but look at that. Team Gap already has the lead in terms of points. They already have OM Beagle onto level 5, already a Frogadier. But in terms of damage, I think Bandits ESC would still have the upper hand here if, in terms of execution rather. But again, we did see Jurex Cramron earlier paving the way for the entirety of the team. Maybe perhaps that would be the catalyst here that they are looking for going against Bandits.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely recognize that as well. Bandits, they understand how strong Jurek can be. That's why they tried to focus him in that engagement. Didn't pan out for them though, as he's able to get back to that tier 1 goal zone and get the heals. But Bandits ESC, they do them one better. Just go straight back to base for the reset.
Right. But you know what? I'll do you one better. Why is the reset?
Ah, nice. I can't answer that question now because Yamisuke, he's in with the serve. That's just me trying to avoid the question, but there's Team Gap. So this is kind of the new meta that we've been seeing, right? It's really the hyperspace holds, and that's kind of, we didn't really think much about it when it first came out because we were just thinking about the maneuverability, but allowing your team to constantly get back up to full resources is so valuable.
Right, but here we go. In just a few seconds, we're going to see the second set of beasts here, and at the same time, the first major objective, that is the Dreadnought and the Rotom. Let's find out which one they are going to be, taking priority of. But as it seems right now, the Water Cell, still a Water Cell for the side of Team Gap. In the side of Team Bandits ESC, they have more of a lead. We have the Alolan Knights at level 6. We have Greninja at level 7. They can pretty much go in. If this Lucario gets this level 6 as well, I think that is too much of a firepower right now going against Team Gap.
Oh, they need to be so careful here because there's a 1-to-1 level disparity on both these top half laners as well as the central laners. So that top fight is going to be one to watch. But right now, they're trying to secure most out of the bees in this bot path. I believe Yamisuke able to clean that one up. But Team Gap's OM Beagle actually going to be the first one taken down. So Cruelly gets the first strike.
Right, and you have to remember, one missing Pokemon, one missing member going into the Dreadnought fight would be hugely detrimental for their team. But right now we're going into that of the Dreadnought.
Yeah, here comes the Wartortle as well. So it's essentially going to be a 5-on-5 here at this Dreadnought pit. But Kite, crucially, he's only at that level 7, so not near that Blastoise stage yet. But in comes the Water Burst Shuriken, and instantly OM Beagle is in for the fight. So is this Wartortle, but he's not going to make it through the hyperspace hole. He's going to drop Jurek, trying to stand his ground, but not going to be able to steal away. Aenon a bit too late with that extreme speed, but he's not late for this cleanup. Manages to take down OM Beagle, but cruelly could be the answer here. Tofu Bean can't get into the hole again. So these hyperspace holes, just being a fraction of a second late, actually cost Team Gap. They managed to get the Dreadnought, but not much else.
Right, that is what I'm talking about. Like the firepower here coming from Bandits is too much for Team Gap to handle if they weren't able to get the XP, disparity be removed, going against Bandits, and we just saw what happened. The consequence of that. But here you go, going into that of the Rotom. Whoever's going to be able to take in this Rotom would have the pressure into the other side. OM Beagle currently is positioning themselves for a split take.
Hydro Typhoon on the fall though, they kind of want to fight here, but I'm not sure whether they can make this happen. It's a Blastoise against the world. Anon's going to grab the Citrus Berry up, and he might have calmed down to the wrong neighborhood here as he gets chased down by Anon. And Bandits, they take firm control here, slight indecisiveness from Team Gap. They only commit 3 members, and that ends up being detrimental to them.
Right, this is what I'm talking about. The split take here coming from Team Gap. Yes, they were able to, Team Bandits here were able to take down Tree into the side of Team Gap, but at the very least, that was just a sacrificial play here for Team Gap, just to take down the Rotom, to give them a little bit of a time here to get in, to gather some XP. But the problem here is, well, Bandits ESC already has huge firepower, and you still want to give them the EXP? I think you have a problem right there.
Yeah, I do want to say though that Team Gap, they're still keeping pretty healthy in terms of the experience, especially on that Greninja, right? Even though he's not had the better end of the stick when it comes to some of these fights, he's still keeping parity with that opponent Greninja on Bandits. Cruelly and Beagle just keeping at the same level 11 as they're both definitely going to gather for this Dreadnought fight as Rings Unbound is popped already and Yamisuke trying to get the serves in, the 8 bomb for disruption, but Rings Unbound popped for Tofu Bean as well. And there is the Snow Beam straight onto the Ninetales. Can they get him? No, there's the Snow Globe to keep them up for now. The Gatling got Cannon out from the back lines. Wily is going to drop as well as that Alolan Ninetales. Here comes Anon trying to finish it up, but get knocked up by the Hydro Typhoon. And just like that, Team Gap, they're able to sweep through and take out most of the side of Bandits ESC. Once again, Anon a little late to that last extreme speed to secure the Dreadnought. And just like that, Kite is able to get the KO streak of 3 and they want to push for ball.
Right, and look at this though, Yamasuke trying to get away, unfortunately didn't come in time inside of that hyperspace hole, but fortunately with its ability allowing it to last out even further, that it should have. But here it comes, getting the reset. They're just going to go up top, rotate into that other top path so that they can try to get in the Rotom as well, the final Rotom perhaps of this game. And from here on out, it's just going to be pressure city for Team Gap if they can continue doing what they have since earlier. Bandits ESC is already having a hard time against Team Gap, but if Team Gap can maintain this up to the very end, I don't think they're going to, I don't think Team Bandits would have a hard time. I think they wouldn't have any more time to have anything against them.
Yeah, Aura Sphere coming out just to clear them out with some space there. In the backline, Yamasuke is gonna get dropped again. Shades of what happened in Game 2 in the last series. This slow roll going down first does not entail a good outcome for Team Gap as they are forced to back off. They don't have that crucial CC Pokemon in the tank, and they have to fend off this Rotom here.
Right, just fending this off just to, not allow them to destroy the first score goal. But at the same time, you have to take note as well that if they're not going to be allowing Team Bandits ESC to, destroy the first score goal, then they have, if and only if Bandits, right? If Bandits who can take the Zapdos, they would have a better time of scoring in just because of the fact that they're still the first score goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the bot side, it's mirrored as well, right? But this is a key thing to note because once the final stretch comes around, it's so hard to split yourself across the map. You're gonna have to be wary of those double point dunks coming in as we take closer and closer to that final stretch. I think it was a while that the Blastoise went off to get EXP in the central area, but I think at this point he does have his Hydro Typhoon up, especially with that energy amplifier that he's holding.
Right, but here we go, the final dread of the game. It looks like it's going to be going into set up Bandits ESC, just trying to get that XP gap that they have against Team Gap. Now preparing into that of the Zapdos fight. Let's find out who's going to be able to take down this Zapdos. Team Gap has a positional advantage, but is Bandits going to be able to pick them off one by one? Let's find out together.
This could be kind of scary because take a look at the mini-map over there. Bandits, they're wrapping in kind of a clinch maneuver here. XD is going to find himself on the front lines, not where he wants to be necessarily. That's not a start to the fight that you wanted, Bandits. You just get robbed instead, and that's the Blissey without, that's the Blissey out of commission. How are they going to fight without their Bliss assistance? How are they going to fight without their safeguard? They need to find an entrance in, but there is the Rings Unbound from Wily as the fight kicks off. Hydro Typhoon, Kai, where is it? We need to see it come out as Cruelly trying to get on the backline, manages to get that Jurak Cramoran, but it's to no avail. It's now OM Beagle is into the fray as well. Surfs in, where is the Unite move? There is the Hydro Typhoon. We were waiting for it. We were fiending for it, but the Aura Cannon still cleaning up too. The Blitz assistance doing its work, but at the end of the day, it's OM Beagle and Kite, the two big dogs of Team Gap. They're the ones cleaning it up. Wily though, trying to go for the steal. No way. Says Team Gap as OM Beagle surfs that one up. We don't miss these as they're going for the dunks.
I am sorry, Moon Boy.
Why do you fall it?
There goes a prediction here for Moon Boy. Team Gap definitely showing us the power. That drop down icon being in play. This is why I kept on saying, right, that Team Gap is a team that adjusts depending on the strength of their opponents. Definitely Bandits is one of the bigger teams here, one of the bigger threats in OCE, and we can see how Team Gap was just able to go on top of Bandits.
Yeah, I mean, the gap in their name just really refers to how they continue to close the gap. Because if the implied, distance between them and their opponents is too high, they're just going to close it. It doesn't even matter. And as we come down to these final seconds here, really got to give really got to give props to them, right? Team Gap, they really outmaneuvered the side of Bandits. There were some shining moments, but once again, I think we really have to look towards Anon on this Lucario. I think he was set up for a pretty decent start with the rotation from his Greninja, but I mean, he couldn't carry it all the way through, especially at that Zapdos, XD getting caught out, and that is not how you want to start your fight.
Here we go, game number 2, the final game, well, potentially the final game, right? If Team Gap wins here, then they're going to proceed to our grand finals. But if Bandits ESC wins this one, then we're looking at a game 3.
Absolutely, and Team Gap, they've got to be feeling good, right? Jurek, you know, he's had such a standout performance in that day number 1 as well, and he's gonna feel good because, you know, they, for all intents and purposes, Yamisuke and him, they held this bot path 3 versus 2. So, you know, they're like, you guys can't do nothing on us. They have to be feeling pretty good about how they're playing right now.
Right, and look at this. Definitely, just like what you said, they are feeling pretty good right now. And again, winning the first game of the day, winning the first match, as the first game of this match as well, would definitely put you high above the other team, that is Bandits ESC. Now, if they can't answer back against Team Gap with their surfs, now they're running in the XD instead of the Blissey, running down the surf to put them to sleep. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the problem. The Blissey is working out pretty well with that of the safeguard, but with the Sing, they're not going to put out a lot into the side of Team Gap, I feel, just because of the fact that, you know, Team Gap, how they play is that they're spread it out, and what you need them to be on when you're doing the Sing is that they have to be together.
Okay, so I didn't realize this, but I think this is actually genius coming out from Bandits. We talk about the adaptation, and on paper, you're looking at XD, you're saying, yes, right, they are spread out, they're playing really nicely spaced apart, but think about it from the other point of view, JJ, it's not about sleeping up Team Gap. If they get a 4 or 5 man sleep, that's beautiful, but it's about the Starlight Recital. It's about stopping you and your allies from being hindered. Blissey can do that for one other ally. But the Starlight Recital means you're not going to be part of this water park that Team Gap have been opening up. You're just going to be immune to that, and you can run in. XD showing the strength of this Wiggly Pig, pulling it out of the bag of the Bandits, and this is working out really well for them in this early game.
Right, it was more of a high risk that Bandits actually took, you know, replacing a Blissey with that of the Wigglytuff, but definitely we just saw how it was working out pretty well. You know, Team Gap has been, you know, joining each other, joining forces, and, you know, being together, being slept down with the Sing, and just like that, you know, the follow-up damage coming in from ESC is just too much for Team Gap to handle. They would need to get their carry into high level before the Dreadnought if they want to win against Bandits ESC on team fight.
If Bandits ESC turn it around with this genius pick here, we're gonna have to hail XD as some like a genius, right? Because he made that. We talked about adjustments. We were saying, you know, these teams, they're not really comfortable with switching things up. Proves us wrong immediately, comes straight to the bot path, puts on so much pressure and completely dampens the Cramoran and the Slowbro. Now they're on the back foot in terms of levels. Look at that. XD is 2 levels above the entire bot side.
Let's find out, though, if that's going to last. Team Gap here is definitely known to adjust immediately into the game. There goes a Waterburst Shuriken from both of the teams. Look at that, but they're going to be able to eat them up. Team Gap is going down. Tree is now out of commission from the side of Team Gap. No, make that 4 perhaps to follow up damage into the side of Bandits. That's going to be 4 KO. 4 KO for Cruelly. I'm sorry to say that Cruelly was very cruel in that team fight.
Yeah, and you see the different focuses coming out from the teams, right? Team Gap, they try and throw that out, right? We've got to stop that thought for a moment as they're still running up onto Bandits, but the Hyperspace Hole as well as the Starlight Recital gonna get most of the Bandits out. They have to leave their alone Ninetales behind. But the point I was trying to make is you see the focus difference coming out from these teams. Team Gap, their Greninja actually throws the Water Burst Shuriken right on top of the Dreadnought because he wants to secure it. He does, but take a look at what Cruelly does instead. Goes straight from the backline and wipes them out to win the fight. So Bandits ESC, they know exactly what they need to do here.
Right, definitely, and it's working out pretty well for them, you know, thus far. But if, you know, there's still 6 more minutes left for Team Gap, you know, to, well, close in the gap against Team Bandits ESC. If they can get the XP that they need, you know, going against Bandits, and I think they still have a pretty good chance if they can time their CCs well.
Yeah, so here's the crucial bit, right? Kite, he still is on that Blastoise, sorry. There still is that Hydro Typhoon factor. You need to catch XD on that Wiggly off guard, catch him along with that Hydro Typhoon, or maybe have someone else hold him up while you're going in for the Hydro Typhoon and stop that Starlight Recital counterplay. But right now, it's Team Gap who are pushing in on this top side.
Right, and look at that hyperspace hold just to put them back. Actually, a very good strategy here, a very good micro play here coming from Team Gap, ensuring that they're not going to take a lot of risks, just because the fact that if they do, then they're just gonna get eaten up here by Team Bandits and just try to recall themselves up, try to retreat, and think about what they need to do next.
Yeah, look at the points. They are completely even right now. Both these teams trading blow for blow. It's all down to the micro decisions. It's all about the sequencing of the moves as we look into this second Dreadnought.
Right. Let's find out who's going to be able to take this. Sneeze. There goes a rings and bound from both of the Hoopa.
Yamasuke gonna be able to get out of that situation with the hyperspace hole. Rings unbound pop for both Hoopas like you said. And there's the slow beam straight out to the Greninja. He's gone. Cruelly, no chance for you in this fight as he gets completely wiped out. Where was the Unite move? Where was the saving? Wasn't there Bandits? They just get completely obliterated. The water park is open, baby. And it's free admission. The side of Team Gap, they're gonna wipe them out.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about earlier, Team Gap. The time that they do get their XPs is also the time that they can eat out Bandits ESC. Yes, they might have a game changer here. They might have, XD instead of the Wigglytuff, but if they cannot time that right, if they cannot time the Sing right, if they cannot time the Starlight Recital right, then that would be all for naught, as the follow-up damage would only be cancelled due to the CCs given about by Team Gap.
Yeah, we were praising this genius pick, right? But it's all about the timing. You don't just pull one over Team Gap so easily. We saw it all go wrong there because it seemed like they didn't really have a clear idea of how they were going to counter that engage. And the side of Team Gap, they just capitalize, they execute the game plan. But here is the same, like we talked about, the rapid spin though, not going to be stoppable. And that is going to be Team Gap securing the Rotom once again. It's just OM Beagle doing OM Beagle things, right? The surf, the secure, that's what we expect. Aenon going to drop, Kite going to manage to get out of that situation. How is he still up and running? Cruelly has just ditched this fight completely, trying to get away from Jurek as well as OM Beagle, and gonna get that recall.
Oh, that was close! That was
the
close!
Spidey, oh, did you see that? Yo, JJ, oh my gosh, that
was close! Like, OM Beagle know for a fact that, that Greninja is just trying to, get in some leeway, just to be, was just trying to, go back. And that surf, if that was a little bit quicker, a little bit faster than when they popped that up, I think that would have been a KO.
Yeah, I mean, we all got super excited about that because, you're thinking, okay, it's near the final stretch. It doesn't even matter anyway, right? Because Bandits ESC, they're going to be up in time for the Zapdos fight. I beg to differ because that just means even less ESP. Look at that. If he manages to get Cruelly there, he is a significant level ahead. But right now, Cruelly able to get back out onto Aeos Island and just get that EXP out, so he's on par as this final stretch takes around. Team Gap in the lead right now. So Bandits, they are the ones who need to make a move.
Right, but here we go. Team Gap is just waiting for Bandits ESC to come in, but I think we're going to be seeing some picks off here into the top path. The Lucario is on the danger here. If they decide to use a jump pad, then they're going to be welcomed here by that of the Slowbro. But here comes EXD, XD rather, going to try to get in the Sing here, but unfortunately going to be pushed back.
Yeah, where's the team? Where's the backup? The Starlight Recital forced to be popped on itself. Gonna go for the hyperspace hold. That's not how you want to use the Unite move. They're gonna come back straight to Jurek though, forcing that eject button out. And now Kite, he's the one who has to land. Yeah, that's a waste. But the hyperspace Fury out the tree. Can they turn it around? No! The Hydro Typhoon is there. Waterman Shuriken to dodge it out. So XD is first one to drop, but Jurek already dropped on the other side. Now it's OM Beagle's time to clean up. 3 down on both sides.
That's
what
4.
can they do? OM Beagle,
That's 5.
standing. That is 5 for OM Beagle and the side of Team Gap. And I've been shouting this man's name since day number 1, and it looks like it's not gonna stop at Team Gap. They just
wait! Oh, Beagle hit the Zapdos, not the Chronon, not the Chronon, dude. Not the Chronon. You know what? They got the Chronon.
Yeah, they got a little bit close there, a little too close for comfort. But Team Gap, just like that, they're gonna secure the Zapdos and put a stamp in Bandits ESC. This is looking kind of hopeless. How can they come back from this?
Right, but I think we are now seeing the King Slayers of OCE being in play right now. Team Gap
Oh.
is looking to get 2-0 against all the top players, all the top teams right now of OCE, and waiting for them at the top of the throne is Ground Zero.
Yeah, and what an unceremonious way for Bandits to end this year. Yeah, sure, they're gonna get that top down, but it's not nearly enough. They need XD. We were praising this man and his adaptability, but they're not able to execute. They can't crash the wave that Team Gap is riding. And Kawabanga straight into the grand finals, baby. Team Gap, they're gonna take out Bandits ESC and be your grand finalists in OCE.